Welcome to Monday Morning Critic Podcast. Here is Darek Thomas.
What's going on with you? What's new?
Not much.
Hate the idea of you down there by yourself all the time. Just drinking.
I'm fine. I appreciate it. But I'm fine.
Ever since I heard the howling wind,
and I suppose you're wondering why I called you over here.
I didn't need to go where a Bible went.
Our basketball coach had a heart attack the other night. We need a new coach, Jack.
Then you know your gifts seem heaven sent.
Is the team any good?
No. The last time we made the playoffs, back when you were playing.
Let's
go, line up. You're Marcus, right?
That's right.
How many threes did Marcus make last year?
A percentage of 26.
Yeah. Want to know why they're leaving you open? It's because they don't think you could hit the ocean from the beach.
Yo, he just spit facts at your ass, bruh.
I don't know how you house the sin.
So how you liking coaching so far?
Great. Just getting used to the players.
What players?
I was never sure how much of you I could let in.
I heard you're coaching basketball.
Yeah. Keeps me busy. Keeps my mind off other things, you know.
Once you settle down, baby, you love has been.
I spent a lot of time hurting myself.
Heavenly Father,
I made a lot of bad decisions.
don't carry other names.
I had a lot of regrets. Game's on the line. I want you taking that shot. Why is that so hard for you to believe?
What?
That you're the best player on the team.
I know you're suffering. I just want you to be happy again. But you gotta want it too.
Well, I know about it, darling. I've been standing here.
Keep pressing, trapping, taking charges.
Heavenly Father,
You guys earned this tonight.
He's already offered safety in the end. Oh my goodness, the show.
Welcome to the Monday Morning Critic Podcast. My name is Darek Thomas, and you are listening to the 20-minute movie review. Today's movie is The Way Back, directed by Gavin O'Connor, who's also done Warrior, The Accountant, Miracle, three phenomenal movies, starring Ben Affleck. The movie clocks in at about an hour and 48 minutes. The Way Back is about a high school basketball phenom who just walks away from the game. And I'm being vague and general here on purpose. I don't want to ruin any key plot points for you. He just walks away from the game, forfeits his future. Years later, he kind of reluctantly takes this coaching position, basically a shot at redemption. And the movie goes from there. And if you've watched the movie trailers, which are great, you know, it has the Bon Iver song Heavenly Father. Bon Iver did some great work in the movie The Judge, just a great band. But I also have to say, you know, the movie is about Ben Affleck's alcoholism, right? That's the centerpiece of the movie. And there's so much to digest here. I hope I can get it in under 20 minutes. I think I can. So, you know, Affleck has this unique ability to show pain, to show hurt. This is also around the time when they were filming this, that in Ben Affleck's personal life, he was undergoing very similar consequences, very similar scenario to Jack Cunningham, who he portrays in the movie. You know, the alcoholism, struggling with life. And there's obviously a story behind the alcoholism, but again, I don't want to ruin that for you. So in a way, the movie is split into two. It's Ben Affleck's alcoholism, and it's his coaching of this basketball team, this high school basketball team that hasn't won a playoff or been in the playoffs, I want to say, since 1994. So that's a huge part of it too. So in a way, it's a sports movie. What I love about Gavin O'Connor is he never loses focus of what he wants to do. You look at a movie like Warrior, yeah, it's about MMA, but there's so many plot points that are crucial and key, and he does not forget about, that he could have and made it a cheesy MMA movie, but that's not Gavin O'Connor's style, and that's why I love watching his movies. You know, there was another, so yeah, the Way Back is two stories, right? It's the story of Ben Affleck's alcoholism. It's the story of him coaching the basketball team. Warrior kind of had, like I said, a similar scenario. But again, I love the way Gavin O'Connor doesn't forget the big issue in The Way Back is Ben Affleck's struggle with life, Ben Affleck's struggle with alcoholism. That is the main plot point. And it would have been so easy in this movie to have a coach find redemption, very much like Hoosiers, where, winning cures all, right? Winning has cured the fact or masked the fact that many of the struggles with some of the characters are now gone. Remember the Titans did the same thing, right? There was some really awful things going on in that time. I feel like once the football team started to mesh together and win, the movie became Disneyfied, right? When a movie becomes Disneyfied, it's like, we kind of lose the main plot point, and we've now cured everything because the team is now winning. And I'm so happy that Gavin O'Connor didn't take that road. Again, I'm being purposely vague, but you'll see what I mean. He could have easily said, you know what, this guy makes a redemption. He completes his redemption. He got the team winning again. They win whatever, and off into the sunset he rides. But that's not the easy way out. That is the easy way out, and that's not the way out that Gavin O'Connor chose to go with. And I'm so happy for that, right? Because the main struggle in this movie, regardless of what you see in the trailers, is not the basketball team. It is Ben Affleck. It is Ben Affleck's life. It's his ex-wife or estranged wife. It's his other family members. That's the main story here. And I also like the fact that we all have struggles, right? We all have a weakness. We all have something we battle with every day. And I feel like that's why it's so important that Gavin O'Connor doesn't take the easy way out in this movie, right? Because we all struggle with something. We're all battling something every day. And when I watched The Way Back, that's all of that kept going through my head, in my little notebook, and I take notes when I go to the movies that I'm going to review. He really kind of reminds us of what the big picture is. Yeah, sports are great. Sports are important, in a time now where we've canceled, they suspended the NBA season, they've suspended the NHL season. We prioritize things, I think, in some of these movies in all the wrong ways, right? Humanity is what's important. Human beings are what's important. Sports are the side story. Sports are not what drives society. That shouldn't be the way. Sports are part of our society. Humanity is our society. Gavin O'Connor has given us a window into Ben Affleck's life, his struggles, and it's pretty quick, or as it unfolds, you start to see why Ben Affleck has become an alcoholic. You see why he's turned to, and it's accumulation of a lot of things. It's not one thing. It's, as he's getting older, he has things happen with his father, things happen with his family. And it's so much like many of us in society, right? I mean, problems pile up, and sometimes there's not a way out. And I'm so happy, and I gotta say, we are so easy as movie fans to say, that person deserves an Academy Award, or that's an Academy Award winning performance. Quite truthfully, this is Ben Affleck's best movie as far as acting goes. As a director, he's done some great things. Argo, he's done some The Town. He's done some phenomenal things. But as an actor, you can even throw in Good Will Hunting, throw in everything. This is Ben Affleck's best movie, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I got to tell you, I'm in my seat. I got tears pouring down my face, and I'm just blown away by what this man is doing. He's just, he is the redemption story here, right? He is the one that we're cheering for by the end of the movie. And I just love what he does here. And the only worry I have is, I'm always cheering. I love Ben Affleck a lot. I really hope he gets the opportunity here to be nominated. But I worry because the movies come out like in March, and that's almost a year away from the Academy Awards. And when movies are released early like this, or early in the movie year, it's not a great thing because performances tend to be forgotten. Movies tend to become distant memories a bit to the voters. I really hope they don't forget what Ben Affleck did here. He's earned it. It's for a couple reasons. One, he's a great actor. But two, I think we were definitely watching a story about Jack Cunningham, former star basketball player. But I also think we were watching a story about Ben Affleck. And, it was his life I was watching. It was not so much Jack Cunningham, which makes the performance all that more special. That's how I kind of perceive it. It is a very unique sports movie. I loved it. I've never seen it done like this. The cinematography is so wonderful. The way they show you the final scores of games, I've never seen it done this way. love the way they did that, right? You're not watching this game against a team that you don't know anything about. It's very brief. It builds up over the movie. I love how the graphics they used. It's just a really well done way to approach, a progression of a basketball team through a season without having to show, 4 or 5 entire clips of a basketball game and mesh them together. I really like how Gavin O'Connor, that kudos to the editor of this movie. The other thing is I love the team of actors. I love the basketball team. The kids work really well together. It's a very eclectic bunch. It's a human bunch, right? It brings back that in a different way, obviously, but you believe that they're a team. In the same way when you watch the Bad News Bears, you believe these kids mesh together as a team. They come together as a team. There's so many sports movies where you're not buying that any of this is happening, right? You're not buying that they could ever be teammates. You buy it here. It's very old school in that way. These kids work so well together, very much like the TV show The White Shadow. You buy that these kids really care for each other and really care for the coach and our basketball team. And I keep reading a comparison of Hoosiers, right? I brought it up earlier in a way, but I have to say this movie is nothing like Hoosiers. I don't want to say it's not feel good, but it's definitely not that home run ending. This is not what that movie is, nor does it pretend to be that. So I just want to make that clear. If you're going to see a movie, this movie is not that. And I also wanted to add that this is Ben Affleck's second movie with Gavin O'Connor, the director. They did The Accountant, which was a sleeper hit, right? But yeah, and not to sound repetitive, I love the way everything flows in this movie. I just hope people appreciate this movie for what it is. And on IMDb, it's at a 7.2, again, proving that most people don't know what they're doing when they watch movies, nor do they know how to rate movies. I can tell you as of right now, as of March 14th, that this movie is my favorite going into April. This is the best movie I've seen in 2020, without question. And another thing this movie does really, really well, and this came to my head, is it really emphasizes the little things in life, right? It's not all about major moments. And I mentioned, I kind of hinted this earlier, it's the little things that add up that make a movie. And that's definitely the case here. It's the little things in life. It's Ben Affleck's pain. It's the moments in his life. It's the moments in some of the players' lives, right? Because they're going through tough times as well. And I think in this movie, Jack Cunningham sees himself in a few of the players, one especially, and really reaches out to the father. And Ben Affleck in this movie has a difficult relationship with his dad. And he sees a basketball player on the team have a similar type of relationship, a kid that he really loves and really mentors here. And I think he sees himself in this kid, Jack Cunningham does. Reaches out to the father and says how really special of a basketball player this kid is. Why aren't you at the games? It's just much like his own life, Jack Cunningham's own life, and he sees that in this kid. And, for some reason, I wanted to add this as well. I don't know what it is about Ben Affleck, but I don't think there's an actor / director out there that takes as much shit as he does. People love just shitting all over Ben Affleck. They're so hard on him in his personal life. In his acting career, they were ready to write him off years ago. And then he comes back with these unbelievable movies that were directed, these unbelievable performances that he's putting forward. He caught so much grief as Batman. I don't understand people's fixation with giving Ben Affleck a hard time. I don't understand it. He might take it more than anybody. And it's too bad because he's a super talented guy. And if I had to list, in my opinion, who I believe are the most talented actors, people who just create movies, he'd be at the top of that list. It's just ridiculous. I dare you to watch this movie and not come away thinking, Jesus Christ, that's one hell of a performance. And that's exactly what this is. It's an unbelievable performance. I came away from this movie happy for what happened to Jack Cunningham, how his issue is played out, how his role in the movie is played out. I was happy for Ben Affleck in watching an unbelievable performance from a guy who's more than capable of it. And for some reason, critics and reviewers were surprised at this. I don't understand that. It's just a fantastic movie. I don't give stars, I don't give ratings, but I would absolutely put this in the category of must see. Right? There's a lot right now. Usually on Saturdays I am going to a movie, I'm watching a movie. I literally I can't do it. I looked today. There's nothing. I can't even force myself to go see the new Vin Diesel movie. There's a lot of things out there that are just they look on. If the trailer's unwatchable, there's a really good chance that the movie's going to be unwatchable. So, but I end up seeing everything anyway. Just sometimes I look at what's playing. And it's just I can't do it. But absolutely must see. The movie is called The Way Back. It is starring Ben Affleck. It is directed by Gavin O'Connor. My name is Darek Thomas. If you want to get a hold of me on Facebook, it's the Monday Morning Critic Podcast. My website is mmcpodcast.com. On Twitter, it's MDMCritic. On Instagram, it's Monday Morning Critic. And my email, if you want to shoot me an email, I've gotten emails before, mondaymorningcritic@gmail.com. Thanks so much for listening. I should be coming out with more 20-minute movie reviews. I have a bunch stacked up. Been getting some interviews ready. Good stuff ahead on the Monday Morning Critic Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Talk soon.
Ever since I heard the howling wind, I didn't need to go where a Bible went. But then you know your gifts seem heaven sent. Just lead me to a caller, Dad, that's the thing. And I don't know how you house the sin, but you're free now. And I was never sure how much of you I could let in. Won't you settle down, baby? Here your love has been. Heavenly Father, brought you in love, or you don't carry other names. Heard about a day where he dropped the note to go another day as we learn to close. I'm a known coward and a coward win. But you're free now. You turn around now and you count to 10. See you go now. Well, I know now, honey, that I can't pretend. Heavenly Father brought you his autumn, and love is left in end. Cause I just been up here for goddamn years. Safety in the end. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.